James?
Come now. There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
Wrong character. Wrong character. Alright. I went and got a blacksmith and armorer, leveled up a bit. So eventually my goal is to get them up to where all my other crafters are. And then at some point I gotta go back to Blue Mage. Alright. And away we go. Welcome back, Sapphire. I've just had word from Aaronville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild vessel ship. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It shouldn't take but a minute. I love how you have like the map and then we have the new map. So this is Tudal. Let's see, this is Limsa. This is Gridania and this is Limsa. This is, I'm guessing, Gridania and Ulda. Fanolin, there we go. This is Garlean. This is Doma. And, Alamigo. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. Only one yet to arrive is Aaronville himself. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tyrol. There will be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. Well, that's fine, Aaronville. I doubt anyone expected we would sail a ship all to ourselves. We're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tyrol, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of Tulioral is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we will assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tudal, we hope to learn more about its myriad cultures, how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. What type of contest is it, though? They've never actually said what kind. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Crow? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked to investigate the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter, which she's currently wearing. Thus, just for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. Aaronville? The City of Gold is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Third Promise? Still playing the part of stoic servant, I see. I still get that vibe. They're like, granted they've known each other for so long. I get the vibe they're like siblings. I don't know. That just may be. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. Of course not. A man of action. Right then. If all is committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Alright. And away we go. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Shade's Triangle?
Even
Bermuda
following
Triangle?
the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself. This will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
It's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
Okay, by removing the makeup I did, or whatever it was I had on him, removing that made him look so much younger. But also I did cut his hair incredibly short.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Toral.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Alright, now cue the Dawntrail title. I feel like it should be coming up. No? Okay. Oh, I was wrong.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
The voice, that voice doesn't fit that guy to me.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Toral was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the right of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own. Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
Oh, this is my first trip to Tudal. Fontain's the name. I was working at Esh Times Aesthetics in Elda, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. Okay. That's why I visited Charlene in the hopes of starting over while I was attempting and failing to find a new job. I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn Servant welcomes all regardless of origin, so Tuli Y'all seems like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. Poor soul. Retired merc and a brilliant adventurer. I see you in wow, words are hard. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tudal, it's becoming impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our war band have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. Okay. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Ketanap. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tural almost 80 years ago. The Mamujal's leader is said to have welcomed Ketaram with open arms. Oh. And Open Arms is a song from Epic the Musical, and it's just like, oof, that character. It sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Popotos, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. Tales say that Ketanram returned to Tyrol several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. Not wrong. Not wrong, are they? They're down. An adventurer? I presume. I'm a merchant myself based in Ul'dah, specialty imports and exports, as Eorzean and Turali both. If this is your first crossing the Salt Sea, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Mikote, the Hetsaro, the Hrothgar, and the Ixbal, not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, and because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Oh, that's interesting. That makes sense. That actually does make a lot of sense. Huh. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants to the right of succession, your young Mook being one of them, of course. So I'm curious to see who Thancred and Morianji are backing. But from what the Mamujal bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many are keen to risk their coin on the third promise. honestly feel like I should know what the third promise is. I probably glossed over it real quick. Did you learn anything of interest? Yeah, plenty, actually. Oh, I hadn't heard that about the clans. We should have Wuklamont and Airville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Storm. Alright, who's getting seasick?
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Called it. I'm like, someone's gonna get
How's
sick.
your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Okay, so she's gonna
I'm
be one of
just
those
feeling
characters.
a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Viera live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
I thought we hit something.
Oh dear.
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning. What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
That's just terrifying.
Wuklamar, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural.
What is he hiding? He knows something. Well, obviously, but I feel like he's...
In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
I just realized we haven't even hit the title sequence. Talk about a graphical update.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds.
Blue-footed boobies.
Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Oh. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Okay, this is where that sequence is from the opening. Yep, here we go.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Okay, now we should get the Dawntrail title. Yeah, okay. Finally made it. I want to say Dawntrail's been out now for about a year, give or take. They weren't kidding about the reefs, though. Jeez. Interesting big band music. Yeah, this is very South America, Central America vibe. I like it. But then also, where's Thancred and Rianche? They're here somewhere. I just realized Yashtolla's not going to join us on this adventure if that's the case, even though she's in the trailer.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihiola are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's a little
Mamuja
isolationist?
sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Of course, Crow goes to the paperwork.
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next Dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihiola?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Okay, third promise meaning.
Please,
children
accept
of
our
the
apologies.
King, Emperor, Ruler.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
There's still something of a naivete in her.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
You don't act the part.
Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
For once, I'm actually dressed appropriately for the location. Little sad Graha couldn't be here. Well, despite the storm's effects, to the contrary, we are here, safe and sound. Ah, okay. So I'm guessing you talk to the port official and you go back to old Charlian. Yeah, I'll just probably toss that. Sell it, get some credits. Right then, first things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. Seasickness. I realize we just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Who's this? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were, so the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Like, I honestly think he's the second son. Or even the oldest brother. He's one of, she mentioned it earlier and I don't remember which one it is, but I think Aaronville is one of he's definitely one of the children of succession. Quite possibly the oldest brother. But they did say he was a Makote, so. Luke Lamont, are you unwell? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. Third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. Uh-huh. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially when they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance, but you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please, don't worry that you're a bother to me. Or don't worry that you're... Oh, don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. There's something about that sentence. You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise. They did have a point. Lukelma is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in 2 groups as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then? Sapphire, you and Crawl can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. The voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have enough time for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamant's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. I'm fine, really. I can stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, what with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, might as well tell you about the harbor. Aaronville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow giraffes can navigate the bay. Mostly small fishing boats and barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Dawntrail, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export, so it's down south. So then, are we more or less like Central America at this point? The wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. The usual. This is the first time I've ever seen them, like, do this. Giant picture with. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliyolal's largest market. Being right on the harbor, everything is from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to our shelves. Anything you want, they'll most likely have. Oh, right. I should mention that there are in Tulal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Erzia, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wachemikemiki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait another time. I have places I want to show you first. Next, let's head back a bit, then northwards. Northwards. Up the stairs, Central Plaza. Oh, the 8th rate. It's just so vibrant. What do you think of that, eh? Goodness me, you have aetherites here, or you have aetherites in Tuliyollal? I think I told you before, but my brother Kona spent 3 years studying in Charlian. Okay, so I guess it's not Aaronville. It's just something about Aaronville makes me think he's actually one of the royals. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetheryte construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side, right at the top of the gate, which leads to Tural. Let's make a stop at Bright Plume Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Lance Guard. Okay, let me zoom out. And we attune to the Aetheryte, which I think we're probably going to be... This will probably be base of ops. Especially considering I'm done with the stones. Peering stones. Because I finished the Omega. I think I'm going the right way. Huh, I'm not going the right way. I feel like I may have to drop some of my graphic settings. This is like wild. Where are we going? Okay, I think I can get to it from here. Like, after being on Charlian, and with Charlian being as small as it was, and then coming here, and it's like, everything's so big. Like, this is really making me want to go back on vacation. Wait a minute. Nope, stay along the path. Oh, I could have just stayed on the street instead of going up. This place is like stupid huge. Like, we're talking Ul'dah, Gridania, and Gridania was kind of small, but Ul'dah and Limsa size city. Wait a minute. If that's then what's this? Oh. Gotta commune with the shards. I want to assume this is like the guard post. Here we are. Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuli laws and preserving the peace. So it's police headquarters, military headquarters. The Lance Guard are led by our nation's strongest warriors, so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoralja, okay, took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, we'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alize should be around to hear it too. Huh. Come on, this time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the north end of Talon March. Which is where? I honestly feel like this stream is just going to be... This stream and video are just going to be exploring the city. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yakhui. Strictly speaking, Tual is actually two separate continents. Yarktual, the southern lands of the mother, and Zaktual, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Okay. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other on the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind of the conflict between Heidelin and Zodiark. But getting back to Zaktural, those lands are also part of Turiel's nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of two continents into a single nation. And many clans of Tyrol have been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to the myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason why I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. So my question is what about your brothers? But I see you are more interested in what's beyond the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Zaktural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. I promise to get you one when I am done, servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. Ha! Okay. Interesting. I've never broken my word. Once the throne is mine, the travel permit is yours. I have a strange feeling. I don't know. Gut feeling she's not gonna get it. I don't know, just maybe me, but I don't think she's gonna get it. Just because I have like 100 of them. We must have covered half the city by now. Tulial is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Yeah, I figured. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of all these. I brought all these out. Oh, I brought all these out to dye clothes. I forgot about that. This is all stuff I'm selling at some point. This is all stuff I need to get back. Yeah, I gotta clean all this up. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn, a dirigible landing. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too. are those? Tuliyola certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know. We'll continue on. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Wait, how far on the other side of the city is it? Not completely on the other side of the city. Just thought I'd try. Ah! I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of a Yakui temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge of Zaktural to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yakui withdrew, the temples stood empty for centuries, so when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting simply in the center of Tural. Practically. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyola. We climb these stairs here all the way up, which I've accidentally already done, which means to me housing, if they decide to do more housing, I almost feel like this would be the next location. Granted, Alamigo would be kind of a good location. It's not like the absolute best. I mean, we just got Ishgard. I think I want to go down? I don't know if I want to go down or just straight across. Because I feel like by going up, I'll go where I need to go. I'm not sure. Wait. Wow. Oh. We'll go this way. What a view. Big band music is something I was not expecting. Big band music was definitely not on my bingo card for this. Definitely gives a Latin American vibe. What up, Kryl? So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? We have residents from all Tural clans. Mamulja, Ixbral, Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have Tonawata, Hetsaru, and Shetona, who moved south from their ancestral lands of Zaktural. essence, it's gathering people from every corner of Tyrol. A true representation of Tulliolal's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's also beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. Some of these stairs are steep, so I'm just like, Oh, wait, no, go that. Okay, down and then backtrack. Got it. Honestly, I am a little surprised. It's an alpaca! Like, I feel like Graha would just be here constantly. Just be like, okay, I'm absorbing knowledge and culture. And here are the dirigibles. Dirigibles? Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tulliolalal. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Kona brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since the time, we've had flights to our other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. I feel like we're gonna wind up traveling like this. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. I think this trip is just gonna be we are exploring the city. Okay, and this sets us up for a distant location. This is it, the Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Dawntrail Land Gate. But when Papa founded Tulliolalal, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievements. Through this gate is Kozumauka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the rite of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozumauka. The name alone is intriguing. Yeah, what does it mean? Speaking of which, what are those fluffy animals we passed earlier? The alpacas? The alpacas. Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Their transportation that may have a snobbish attitude. Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Kyle. You'll learn soon enough. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Yeah, I'm really getting the vibe that Wuklaman is not all she claims to be. Yes, she is child of the Dawn Servant, and she's fighting for succession, but she's probably also not the brightest. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliolal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? Yeah, even I'm like, huh? Crow regards the stone pillars with curiosity, as do I. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they look like ordinary stone decorations, but if you take a really good look, you'll see there is something much more interesting. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Yeah, it's history, not necessarily hieroglyphics, but picto. Pictures. No, wait. These are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamajal. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Gulo Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuyulal Saga. The deeds he performed in the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolal came to be. Study them as long as you like. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to a foreign explorer, Ket something. I can never remember the name. You mean Keteram? Ketenram. Ah, that's the one. Ketenram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, and then it is assumed he was lost at sea. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. It is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu in their village in Kozamauka. The people Alphano almost mistook for Vanu. If not for the colorful plumage, he spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. Interesting. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright, cheerful sort. They hold this festival every year, very famous, lots of fun. this one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozumaku. I wonder, are these their goblins? They wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. I was like, these look like goblins. And finally, this one recounts the Lay of Repass. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Ixbral, like me. Ah, okay. For decades, the Ixbral and the Mamuja were at war for control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took at to end the conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tula Yolal. There is a clan of Rothgar in Boja known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, men and women share or appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Yeah, very true. If you're done with the first half, then we can move on to the second. I was gonna say, I'm like, there's more pillars. Why was I able to click on them now? And now it makes sense. Okay, so we'll go in the opposite direction now. This is Lay of Proof. The big fellow is the Yakui, the largest of Tuaral's people. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yom Tual. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northward, setting their sights on Zaktural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Sky Gate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. Urkopacha. I've never seen any of their kind, so much set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resources to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Turali history? Good question. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelupelu, whose homeland is in Ukopacha, which means all these locations they're saying we are visiting for sure. Having created their currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuli Yolal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tural. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks are clever calculating traders. Nice. Oh, this is one of my favorites, the Lay of Ice. It depicts a battle with the legendary Tural Vidral, Villagarmanga. I should explain. A Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. The Villagarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a named for the destructive power and terror it visited upon Tural every time it's stirred from its slumber. What was the name of the creature we were hunting in the Viper story? But 8 years ago or so, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging withdrawal and seal it away in the Ucapacha Mountains. I have a bad feeling about that. That's going to be something we're going to have to fight. I also feel like it is a summons, a primal, possibly. Despite its reputation, however, Villigramanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness in Tulioral's national emblem and adorning the banners all over the palace. Okay. And this one's unmarked. This one's for the rite of succession. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tulioral's history, whatever that may be. Interesting. You've had your fill of history then? Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises they're seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think about it, I'm ready to eat again. Let's go have ourselves a bite of local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Let's go. Have you ever had tacos? They're in Tuliolo Classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of stalls sell them, but I like how they are made here at Thai's best. And I need one right in front of me. Right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brookiva. God, how far down does this place go? Oh, like, I gotta go so far down.
Brookevo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the silver scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Silver scales?
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale, like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils. Oh. Ah.
If it isn't the third promise.
What the?
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it. Wooklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
He's probably the
The
first.
third promise remembers us! Such an honor.
Glory on your name, brother.
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family.
Oh, okay.
Unlike the sneevling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed Mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubigo and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
Oh, poor Cryle.
So it goes.
Thanks for the follow, Kodak. I at least want to have everyone meet up, and then we'll probably end the stream there, because I don't really plan on streaming too long. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliolal cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Valak Shunsa. Oh, my poor empty belly. Oh, that reminds me, where is... I think I can get rid of... Yes. What level is my... And everything else I'll keep. Yeah, I'll keep everything. It's level 34. Wait a minute. Still crispy hammer. I'll keep these two even though... Wait. They're not high quality. At worst I can always make more. Okay. To the top we go. faster to go this way. I don't think I remember seeing an aetheryte up here. Oh, there is one, I just didn't go to it. And I still need to get to that one, and that one, and I think that one. So there's a few I need to hit up, but I'll probably do that at a later point. It's really weird just having just a jazzy music. Like, everything's been rather classical or themed to exactly the location, whereas this is... God, that's pretty. Okay. And in we go. Yeah, I feel like, Tulialal will probably be the next housing location they'll go with. Just a gut feeling. You made it, good. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Now for the real question. Nope, it's level 90 gear. Ah, jeez. I'm not gonna get any actual gear for a hot minute. Okay, yeah, I think I'll end it after this mission. Even though... no, you know what? We'll come back. No, we'll just continue. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eyes, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly squirrels. It's like herding cats. I love how offended Alizé is. I understand all too well. Charlene had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and meet all the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what would make it for. Why do I have a feeling that Oriange and Thancred and Y'shtola are going to be in here? Backing somebody else. Just gut feeling. Is that a Stynian? It is.
Estinian? When did he get here?
More to the point, why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
That would do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Taral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonesh.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant.
Okay, he has to be one of the brothers. He has to be.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! All tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
elements are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Ona.
Okay, he's the one that studied at Charlian.
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja. You four will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession, the means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Is he a gunblade?
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
Okay, so that's how the City of Gold comes into play with it. So they're more or less chasing a myth?
If I may, Father.
Speak, Gona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Okay, these are... Oh, these are the things we saw. I should have been counting.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
7
Earn
stops
their
along the
keystones
way.
by performing
Okay.
the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
It's the amazing race. I love it.
Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave. You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Kryl Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galov.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Saralja.
tiller of the soil. The Resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Sarelja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Ooh, okay, we'll see how that one goes.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Cryon, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second son.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
Oh.
You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Oh, this makes this interesting. So you have the
Forgive me, but the right of
expansions.
succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant.
You have the one that is
If
breaking
you will excuse me.
traditions and bringing in, like, foreign objects.
Plain spoken, as always.
That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
Like someone else we know.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation.
So you have the innovationists, the expansionists.
As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Like you and Wuklamat? I still think he's... I think he's one of the siblings who abdicated the throne. this one.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser Claymans. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyola.
So we have an expansionist, a traditionist, an
Brush
innovationist,
aside your feeble
and a
contenders.
pacifist.
And then you'll see who deserves your deity.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
And everyone leaves as Wuklamat comes out.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share.
I feel like
It
the
is our
second
way,
is going to
the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's Promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, But you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Well, so much for a brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the Golden City. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolol saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. Alright. If it wasn't such a long way down, I'd just jump. I mean, they are in this direction, so... we should be close by. That makes everyone. Mukuma, the tablets if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet, and then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye for even the smallest differences. I almost wonder if it's... I don't think there's anything different. I think it's more of you have to go to each location. Unless I'm missing some things, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? You visit each location. The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked until uniting Tyrell's people, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. then we have the answer right here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tulal saga. My question is what's the order? Or is there an order? The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for the Infernal Elector. That would confirm that we were on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during a festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That would involve the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Ah, there's where we find our split. Got it. Before going anywhere, we should ask about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city that the storm we passed through at sea, apparently it ravaged Dawntrail several days ago. Since our roads are not well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Okay. It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Oh, this will be the perfect time. It's a perfect spot. Got it. Okay. Finish this quest, and I think we'll end it here. And that's actually the first 5 quests of Dawntrail. That's right. The reservation is under Wuklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Ixbalyav Tier. Or Thai. Greetings, visitors to Tulal. I actually have to say the name slow to say it right, jeez. Welcome to Forward Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I will show you to your rooms. It's pretty, I like it. Okay. Well. thanks for coming out. I don't know how often I'm going to stream, or if I'm just going to just record and upload on YouTube. I can tell you now that on YouTube this should be going up in July. But until then, be good to yourself, be good to others, and as per usual, take care of each other.